Hi students, and welcome again to today's second live Ielts class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada on the tip of Vancouver Island. I hope that everybody is having an awesome weekend so far. I hope that you're staying healthy, happy, and productive. Welcome back to this class again, Prawasha, and our members. It's good to have your support. Welcome Manpreet and Nam, Ravi, good to see Akira. Manpreet, I see your comment. Manpreet says, thanks a lot. I got the desired score following your tips. I see it there. Manpreet, very nice. So Manpreet, if you can, please send me a testimonial. Okay, so send me an email and I would love to get your comment and your compliment. When you have a moment, please do that. The email address to send testimonials or questions, if you have them, about the IELTS exam is adrian@aehelp.com. That's my email address. You can send me questions and information there. So Manpreet, when you have a minute, please do that. I would greatly appreciate that. We can post you on our website. This lesson is brought to you by our web tools for academic IELTS, aehelp.com. For general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. The topic of this class is speaking part 3, using tools, and definitely using the right tool for the job is very important, and the right tool for improving for IELTS and English communication is our websites, aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. We will use the websites today for speaking practice. This is our academic IELTS website here. You can click this big red button that's just right above my head there to join our premium package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We are a British Council IELTS Test Registration Center certified agents. We're IDP affiliates. We have worked with IELTS for over 10 years. We are experts and world leaders when it comes to IELTS exams. For general IELTS, kind of the same idea. gieltshelp.com, it's the green background. Again, click this big red button. It is a one-time payment for lifetime access. You can click the green button to try it for free. And we have this discount code going from our latest speaking video release, or inspired by it. It's called IDEA 25. And the reason for that is our latest speaking video focuses on a money-making idea for part 2. So you can use that code IDEA25 to get a 25% discount during the checkout process that you can kind of see there behind me. All right, students. So looking at what we did during the week, we did some listening, some writing, lots of speaking. Right now, we're doing more speaking part 3, and next week we start our classes on the 7th with speaking part 1. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell button so you get notifications of this schedule and our weekly schedules. We have live classes every single week, and we will have more classes on Light Hall as well. You get notified of new videos like this speaking video that I'm putting into the chat right now. That's our latest speaking video. It's got some great tips for you, so check that out when you have a moment. Now, we just finished a speaking part 2 class 30 minutes ago. That class was speaking part 2 cue card, talk about a tool that you use to fix something We did an example. We talked about a pair of needle nose pliers that we have used to fix our television, specifically the electrical cord. And then we had some volunteers who spoke about some different ideas, talking about an adjustable wrench, talking about a screwdriver, Phillips head. That was really great. So good practice. Now it's time to follow up with speaking part 3 questions. So the way this works, speaking part 3, it's the last part of your speaking interview, the speaking section. It's about 6 minutes, 5-6 minutes. The last few detailed questions connected to part 2, which decide whether you're getting a band 8 or a band 9. Perfect score. You can do it. And of course, it's connected to part 2. So make sure you connect your answers to your part 2 response. This is why your part 2 response has to be very, very good. Now, if you're kind of lost and you're like, IELTS is new for me, what is Adrian talking about? Don't worry, you'll get a good idea. Just stay focused, okay? So for now, just remember, connect your part 3 answers with your part 2 response. In this case, the needle nose pliers that we talked about and fixing the TV cable. Okay. Also, don't forget, keep in mind your part 2 ideas. So adjustable wrench, glue, screwdriver. So there were some really good ideas of different tools around the house that we use to fix certain objects, okay? All right, so let's get into it. Let's get cracking. I want lots of practice, lots of volunteers. Everybody will have a chance to answer 1 or 2 questions among the volunteers who I have time to get to today. So I want to spend a lot of time practicing grammar, practicing vocabulary, and practicing communication for that band 7, 8, 9 score, because that should be your goal. You need to get up into the band 7, 8, 9 range, the good user, very good, and expert user of the English language. Or in your European Cambridge, it would be your B2, C1, C2 levels. Those are the levels that allow you to get quick entry visas, that allow you to register for just about any university program. So you want to get into those high levels, and you need good English, good communication to do that. Okay. Jay is asking a kind of an interesting, funny question. Jay says, hi, can we get cue cards like explain a crime that you were involved in, or explain when you were kidnapped? No, Jay, you're not going to get those kinds of cue cards, but you might get a cue card like talk about a crime that happened in your country that you saw on TV. So that could be possible, okay? All right, so let's get into this. Let's talk about using tools, okay? Now, when we talk about using tools, immediately your brain should start racing, and your brain should give you information like fixing broken objects, building objects, right? We don't just use tools to fix, we also use to build objects, to take apart or break down objects. Okay, so we use tools in a variety of different ways. Okay, right? So keep those in mind, and then think about all of those points in part 2. All right, so let's take a look at the first question here. This one we're going to answer together in the chat. I will show you a couple of key points to pay attention to, and then we will start practicing with volunteers, okay? So first question, everybody, and here we go. This is how the examiner will speak to you. That is the end of part 2. We will now continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you some questions related to the topic of part 2. Let's begin with part 3. Let's talk about using tools. How have tools improved in the past few decades? Machanmich Navrazov says there have been significant modifications in the past 10 years. Okay, so it's a good start, Machanmich, but you need to be a bit more careful with your grammar. So, and it's a good start to the answer here. Okay, so there, let's make it plural, have been significant modifications in the past 10 to 20 years. 10 to 20 because it's past few decades. Past 10 to 20 years, especially with electrical tools such as screwdrivers and drills. Okay, because the quality of materials and batteries have improved. A modern electric drill can work for 3 hours before it needs a new charge, and it is much more powerful than its predecessor 20 or 30 years ago. Okay, predecessor means came before. Predecessor. Successor comes after. Predecessor is before, coming before. Okay, new vocabulary. Use vocabulary. Okay, you can say coming before or the version that came before. English is full of beautiful vocabulary, so learn as much as you can, use as much as you can. We have vocabulary sheets on our website as well, so look for those. Okay, so this would be your full sentence for that band 9, Machanmich. There have been significant modifications in the past 10 to 20 years, especially with electrical tools such as screwdrivers and drills, because the quality of materials and batteries have improved greatly. A modern electric drill can work for 3 hours before it needs a new charge, and it is much more powerful than its predecessor 20 or 30 years ago. All right, that's your answer and explanation. Now, there's no example, so you need to think of examples as well. Okay, here is what Akira has to answer for this question. Akira says tools have, plural Akira, tools have improved significantly. Several years ago, there weren't a lot of tools that can be used for fixing broken items, not things. Like a wrench, a hammer, or a drill. Well, careful here, Akira. I mean, hammers have been around for thousands of years. So these tools are really useful to save time and money, like the needle nose pliers that I had just talked about in the previous part. Okay, so refer, this is your connection, right? Reflect. This is your connection to part 2, Akira. So again, repeat after me. This is speaking, everybody, so speak and repeat. Okay, I know you hear this all the time, but it is good practice. It's not the only practice, but it is good practice. So speak and repeat, okay? Tools have improved significantly. Several years ago, there weren't a lot of tools that could be used for fixing broken items, like a wrench, adjustable wrench, electric hammer, or a drill. These tools are really useful to save time and money, like the needle nose pliers that I just talked about in the previous part. Ghazi, good to see you back. Ghazi says, tools have developed significantly in the last years. They have become stronger and faster. That is because they have been working on new power tools like electric drills, which I use to take nuts off the tire. Yeah. The nuts off on the tires of the car, they're also called lugs. Lugs, Ghazi. Okay, so the special lugs, special type of nut used on car tires. They're called lugs. Okay. All right. Yeah, English, full of vocabulary, right? You're like, why couldn't you guys just call those nuts? People will understand it if you call it a nut, but we call those lugs, specifically tire lugs. Okay. All right. Good. So we're on the right track. We are giving answers, explanations, examples, and I like how you're showing me the grammar of the question. Like Akira here says, have improved. Ghazi says, have developed. Okay. We have seen significant modifications by Muchinvich. So very nice. Okay. Those are present perfect in the answer, present perfect in the question. Okay. So keep in mind, you must reflect the grammar of the questions to get a high mark for coherence, grammatical range, and accuracy. Okay? Very important. All right? So this question is present perfect. Answer in present perfect. Okay, awesome. Let's really talk to each other. Okay? I'm going to put on my ears. Students, a recommended Wi-Fi, LAN connection, or very good data connection. Recommended, use a laptop or a computer. Works on the mobile phone. Recommended, Android PC. Works a little bit better than Apple. However, you never know. Try your system with another person. Make sure it works, and then we can connect. So here, we are going to take volunteers and actually speak. I will be your speaking examiner. You will be my candidate. I will ask you 1 or 2 questions. Then I will give you a band score estimate, and I will give you feedback, and we can even do a little bit of practice correction for everybody. Okay, so when we do the practice part, the repetition part, everybody should repeat. First of all, go to the website, aehelp.com. Okay, so aehelp.com, it means academicenglishhelp.com. Then you want to register a user with this button here, this red button, okay, for the premium course, and to try it for free, so free registration, green button, okay, the green button is just behind my head there, the red button is up there, and again, remember there's that discount code IDEA25 for that 25% discount. It's IDEA25. If you decide, hey, this is good material, I want to use this for my Ielts preparation, I want to use all your videos and exams, and yeah, sure, help us help you, right? Okay, so once you do that, you will have a My Student account. You will be logged into your My Student account with practice exams, interactive course, you get an app for your phone, audio CDs, lots more. And then you will also have this function here, which is the student partner speaking. And if you want to book a speaking interview, you can do that by clicking the yellow button that's just underneath it for the speaking interview. But right now, we are using the student partner speaking, where you can talk to me and you can talk to other students. So we click on that. Accept the terms. You speak politely. You use it with respect. And you get into this interface here. I can already see Amrit, Sagar, Joao, Usman, Ravi, Ghazi. They're all in here waiting to chat. Make sure you enable your microphone and your speaker. Ashang is already in here as well. You're going to see lots of people joining in. Students, you can have this page open in your computer all day long, and then people will ping you. They'll be like, hey, do you want to practice Ielts with me? So this is for people to practice their Ielts speaking. You have speaking scripts right here about objects, people, places, okay, at the top there. It's kind of small on my screen, but you'll see that on your screen. And then you can send me a message to Master. Okay, so my handle in here is Master, so it's easy to identify. Click on the blue envelope. I know a lot of you have figured this out. That's why you're sending me messages. So you click on the blue envelope and then send me a message that says, I want to volunteer. I want to chat. I want to talk. Okay. All right. And Joao was the first one here, I think, who said, hey, please give me a call if you would like a volunteer. Joao, sure, that sounds good. Are you ready? I will send you a message back just to make sure you are ready. Are you ready, Joao? And it's good, students, to listen to other people's English, the feedback, to practice. Okay, very good to build confidence for your Ielts exam. Joao says, I am. Okay, Joao.
Hi, sir.
Hi, Joao. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. Also, am I pronouncing your name correctly, Joao?
Yeah, more or less.
More or less. I'll take it. I'll take more or less. I have a lot of names to pronounce from different parts of the world. So, okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Where are you from, Joao?
I'm from Portugal, from Lisbon.
From Lisbon, Portugal. One of the top countries on my places to visit is Portugal. So I like surfing, and Portugal has good surf, and I'd like to go there. So
Yeah.
all right. Joao, why are you taking Ielts exam?
I'm actually taking the C1 from Cambridge. I don't have a specific reason. I just wanted to improve my English, but having the certificate is also very important so in the future, if I have to study abroad or something like that, I will have the certificate.
Yeah, absolutely. So C1, if you're going for C1, you're basically going for like an IELTS band 8, band 9. That's the equivalent of the C1, I believe. And Cambridge makes the European standard exam. They also make the IELTS exam. So it's both of them are created by Cambridge ESOL examination. So you're clever to do it. I mean, I always recommend the IELTS because it's more international than like the European standard, the C1, B1, B2, that kind of system. But certainly having a proof of English proficiency is extremely useful, and I think it's not a question of if you're going to use it, it's more of a question of when you're going to use it, because eventually you will. I'm almost certain of it. Okay, well, good for you. Thinking ahead, planning ahead, that's smart. So let's do a bit of and the oral exam is quite similar. So let's do a couple of questions here. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, all right, let's do it. So that is the end of part 2. Now I will ask you some questions related to the topic of part 2. Let's begin part 3. Let's talk about using tools. How have tools improved in the past few decades?
So implements have changed radically as time goes on due to advancements not only in technology but improvements in general. So we have more complex projects to accomplish, and having tools that not only give you a more secured way of doing just to prevent injuries, but also to accomplish your goal more quickly and in a more reliable way, so you don't have to depend on other people, because nowadays everything is being very automatic. We don't have the necessity to have
Can you give some
manual
examples?
workers. Yeah, sure. For instance, um, if you go to if you go to a Walmart or something like that in your local country, you don't have. Sorry, I'm studying a lot. A lot of times, you have the automatic paychecks, so you don't have to talk to a cashier. You don't have to be in a queue. It's all done automatically for you. You just have to pay your stuff. It doesn't necessarily need a human intervention most of the times. So that just helps not only people get a better grasp on technology, but also
Okay, let's stop there.
people. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so in the Ielts, that would be about a band 7 to band 7.5 for those answers. And in the European scale, that would be probably B2, which is better than a B1, right? If I'm not mistaken. It's not quite a C level response because it goes A, B, C, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be more in the upper B category rather than the C category. So the C categories are very good and expert user, just like in the IELTS Band 8, Band 9. And there's a reason for that. So I think, Joao, that you can actually get into the C category, or you can get in the Band 8, Band 9 level. You have to change your communication style a little bit. I think you have enough vocabulary, I think you have enough grammar to get the higher scores, but you have to change the way that you answer so that you're clearer. Okay. Now I know that, I'm sure you're a little bit nervous, and I believe this is the first time we're talking, so I get it. And a couple of points. Number one, don't just keep talking. Okay, so you forced me to interrupt you because you're just talking without ending. Don't do that. So if anybody is telling you, oh, just keep talking till they interrupt you, that's bad advice. It's not true. That's bad communication. Okay, think about real life, right? When you're talking to a professor, a friend, a colleague, you don't just keep talking until they interrupt you, right? That's very awkward. So you wouldn't do that in an oral exam either, all right? Not when they're asking you questions like this. So that's number one. Number two, don't force it, okay? It felt to me like you were really trying to force showing me your advanced English, and I think you have advanced English without you really forcing your advanced English, okay? So just be you, all right? That's my second advice to you. When I asked you how have tools improved in the past few decades, you said, so implements have changed radically as time goes on due to advancements in technology, and it started to feel like you're really forcing vocabulary into your response and paying more attention to using advanced vocabulary than you are paying attention to making sense, to being coherent, okay? Coherence is a lot more important than forcing vocabulary. You can use the most advanced vocabulary. If I don't understand what you're telling me, I can't give you a good mark. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay, let's stick with it a little bit. So implements have changed radically as time goes on due to advancements in technology. Then I need an explanation of what you mean, because we're talking about tools here, right? And we kind of lost the focus of tools, so improvement in tools. You said, so we have more complex projects to accomplish, so we have better tools to accomplish. And then you switch to saying your goals. And this is a very common mistake for people in oral exams, where they talk in the second person voice and they say your goals. You did that later. You said you go to Walmart, you have automatic checkouts.
Yeah.
I have a Walmart in Canada, but not everybody has Walmarts. I'm sure some of our listeners are like, Walmart, what's that? Automatic checkout, what's that? You can't talk about your listener if you don't know your listener's position, right? So you have to avoid you. In part 3, stay objective. Okay, so instead of you, what word could you use that's objective? An objective noun or objective pronoun? What could you use? Yeah, sure. For instance, if, not you, but if.
If one goes to the Walmart,
Sure, that would be an objective pronoun, right? One goes to Walmart. Or you could say people, right? If people go to Walmart. Or if you want to do even better, you can use a more specific noun like customers. Okay, and now you're much better in your communication. So yeah, sure. For instance, if customers go to Walmart in their local country, right? A lot of times they have the automatic, it's not paychecks. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you know what the correct word is?
It's the checkout. You said it already.
I did.
Like I had the word on the back of my mind, but I was not the
able to
nervousness.
produce it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Automatic checkout, automatic cashier. Those would be okay, but not paycheck. Yeah, so that was a bit confusing there. A little bit slower, okay? Like I said, you have good English. Slow it down, focus more on coherence, right? So a lot of times they have the automatic checkout. So customers or shoppers, if we want to paraphrase, don't have to wait in a queue. They just have to never use the word stuff in your responses. Very low quality word, okay? So they just have to pay for their, which word should you have used instead of stuff?
There are items.
What's a better, so items is good. Items is kind of like saying people, but if we want to be more specific, like customers, then instead of saying items, we can say...
There are groceries.
Yeah, groceries would be better, or merchandise.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Now you're getting into that C level category that you're aiming for, okay? All right, so just repeat this after me and you're going to feel that it's a much more accurate, clear response. So can you give me some examples? Yeah, sure. For instance, if customers go to Walmart in their local country, a lot of times they have the option for an automatic checkout. So shoppers don't have to wait in a queue. They just pay for their merchandise and go. All right, here we go. Can you give me an example?
Yeah, sure. For instance, if customers go to Walmart in their local country, a lot of times they have the option to use the automatic checkout, so they don't have to be waiting in a queue. They just have to pay for their merchandise.
And go. Right? So that's how I would finish it. And go.
And go, yeah.
Okay. Much better, right? And you don't need to be that fast. So, and then stop. Wait for the next question. So let's have good communication back and forth. I ask you, you answer, you explain, give me an example. Then I ask you the next one. And then we have a nice, smooth, flowing, coherent conversation. And I can give you the best score possible, which you deserve, okay?
I thought that they were timing the question. So if you talk... if you stop to talk a little bit earlier, you're kind of penalized. So
No.
I thought it was better just to keep talking.
No, it's a complete misconception. I don't know why, it's kind of strange, but there are definitely, I mean, it happens in all different aspects of information on the internet, not just for Ielts, where misinformation is spread around by people. Misinformation happens in world news, misinformation happens in technology, right? Like when there was that, remember, not so long ago, there was that information going on with Elon Musk, where Elon Musk promised that we'd all have like an AI robot in our house next year, helping us take care of ourselves and our lives. And they were like, well, no, he didn't quite say that, right? But so misinformation happens, and it happens with these exams a lot as well, where people are just saying, information to get followers or subscribers or whatever else, but it's not true. So you have to be careful, and you have to be logical. So don't just listen to the advice of the expert like me, but think about it logically, right? Like what I told you at the beginning. If you're having a conversation with a colleague or with a classmate on a project, you don't just keep interrupting each other, right? It doesn't make sense. So, so just follow that, okay, Joe? But you're in the right place now to learn the right method, okay? So that's what you want to do, and keep practicing. Have an awesome rest of your day in Lisbon, and hopefully you'll come back and again in the future and practice some more with me.
Yeah, thank you, Adrian. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Joao. Bye.
Bye.
All right, give Joao a thumbs up. That was really good. So a very common situation, by the way, students, where somebody has good English, they just are misinformed, misinstructed on how to use it in these kinds of exams. So be really careful, use critical thinking, use logic, think about good communication, support each other. Give Joao a thumbs up. That was fantastic. Beautiful country of Portugal. All right, let's take some more people, some more volunteers here. So Sagar says he is ready. Okay, I'm going to speed up here a little bit. So if you are ready, let me know, and we'll get going. Sagar, are you there? Ghazi Akira Zarina Huang, thank you for the support that you're giving to the volunteers. That's great. That's what you should do. Build confidence. Help build confidence in each other. All of you have amazing English. I wish I could speak in your language as well as you can speak in English. That would be fantastic. Shagar, if you're still there, let me know if you've left to go to bed or go for a swim. That's good too. Then I know that you're not there. All right, Sagar. It seems to me like you're gone. Let's try Niha. Okay, Niha, are you ready? Again, students, make sure to test the system with another student or another person in here just to make sure that your audio works as expected, your microphone. Send each other a message. Hey, can we just ask a quick question? Make sure everything works. All right, Niha. Only for science. Yeah, give it a shot. Volunteer. Okay, Niha, I hear that you picked up, but I do not hear any sound from your end. I do not hear your voice or static or any background noise for that matter. So Niha, I'm not sure what kind of connection you're using or what kind of a device you're using, but I cannot hear you. Sometimes also, students, it's filters at the national level. So some countries filter these chat systems. That could also be a problem. Check it out, Niha, with somebody else, and then try again later on, okay? So check out the system, make sure it works, try with somebody else. Okay, Nam. Why not? Nam, are you ready? System definitely works, students, as long as you have the right connection and the right setup. It will work for you, just like WhatsApp or Messenger or any of those communication tools. So Nam says always, sir. Good, Nam. It's a good way to be. Hello, Nam. I hear that you picked up. But same as with Niha, I cannot hear you on your end. I'm not sure why or where you are. It could be a connectivity issue. By the way, students, if you're running YouTube, obviously, at the same time, mute YouTube. Your YouTube could be interfering with your audio system as well. So, some devices have trouble running multiple heavy pieces of software like YouTube and another chat system at the same time. So that could also be an issue. Okay, so Nam, check it out and then come back to me. All right, let's jump a little bit down here. Let's try Turi Ip. I think Turi Ip is one of our returning callers, so it should work. Oh, sorry, yep, sorry, I didn't even ask you there. I just called you. But if you're there and you're ready, pick it up. Hi, Turip.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, that was surprising. I was sitting and hear the ring.
Yeah, I know. I was getting a little bit excited and I didn't actually
Phew.
send you a message. That's why I usually send a message like, "Are you ready?" But this time I just jumped from Nam to you and gave you a call. So, my apologies for the unexpected surprise. I hope it's a pleasant surprise.
Oh, that's okay. No.
All right. Well, let's get into some of these part three questions. Turiep, you are in Vietnam.
Yes.
That's yeah. I remember you. We spoke. I think a little bit earlier this week,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe in
And you were
Friday.
practicing part one,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that was part one. Yeah, I remember
Okay.
that.
Well, let's try part three, right? If you did part one, let's do part three. So I will jump to the questions and just give me a nice answer, explanation, do your best, and I will do the rest. Okay? Here we
Okay.
go. All right. People often say that it is important to use the right tool for the job. Why is this good advice?
Well, I think it's definitely wise to use the suitable equipment for some specific task. Like, it also provide a better result, and also uh, to avoid some injury or some hurt. Like I remember, yes, some few weeks ago, when I was repairing my air conditioner. Like I choose the wrong tool, and yeah, definitely bad things happened. And then I was struggling for a very long time, and then at the end, I have to call the merchant, and I couldn't repair it for myself.
That was really good.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
Okay.
I thought that was a solid band 7 to 7.5. Okay, and the reason why is you answered it, you explained it, you gave an example. It was clear. It was good communication. There were some mistakes with word choice. There were some mistakes with grammar, but your content was outstanding. And in the beginning, you had some fantastic paraphrasing and reflection of the question as well. So, very
Like
good.
I used the right grammar, but I think my pronunciation is like I have some problem with it.
I'll
Like
go through it nice and quick here with you, and you'll see. I think your pronunciation's all right. Your pronunciation's fine for me. You have a thicker accent, so you definitely have a thicker Vietnamese accent. It's not so, but it's clear. I can understand the words that you're using. So people worry too much about pronunciation. I don't think you need to worry about your pronunciation all that much. Speak a bit more fluently, maybe a little bit faster. So practice increasing the speed of your language. But overall, even the speed was okay. Let me show you how you can improve this mark a little bit, okay? So here the question is, people often say that it is important to use the right tool for the job. Why is this good advice? And you said, well, I think it's definitely wise. I think that was a very nice paraphrase. So the right tool is the wisdom of that tool. So it's definitely wise to use the suitable equipment. You don't need the here. So you can just say wise to use suitable equipment for a specific task. And then you said it also provides a better result. So here, watch your connections, okay? Instead of saying it also, it's a cause and
I should
effect.
use not only.
Yeah, not only but also would be good. Or you
Okay.
can just simply use because it, right? So cause effect. So for a specific task, because, and then you can actually combine the two Turiyip. So you can say because it not only provides, if you're going to say two reasons, because it not only provides a better result, but it also. but it also helps to avoid some injuries. If you're saying some, then instead of some injuries, because some is plural, right? Some injuries. And then you said, or some hurt. That's repetitive. Okay, so we don't need that part. Okay, some injuries. And then you said, I remember some weeks ago, nice conditional here, when I was repairing my air conditioner, and then you said, choose the wrong tool. I chose the wrong tool. It's past tense, right? So I chose the wrong tool. So that was just a little tense mistake, but again, not the end of the world, just a small tense mistake, okay? So I chose the wrong tool. And you might want to say, you know, a screwdriver instead of a hammer. Right? A lot of us do that where we take our screwdriver and we start using it like a hammer. Right? I don't know if you've done that. I've done that. Some bad things happened. Don't use the word things. So here you can simplify it, Turip. What could you say instead of and some bad things happened?
Well, should use past consequence like that.
You should just use the specific event that happened, right? So if you used the screwdriver instead of a hammer, oftentimes what happens is we hit our finger, right? And I hit my thumb. It really hurt. Hurt. At the end of it, I had to call a technician. Technician. Okay. So that would be the clean, accurate answer. All I did here was change a little bit of the content to be more accurate and a little bit of the grammar. And now if we put this all together and say it fluently, now we're approaching that band 9 level or expert user of the English language. Of course, one other tip I can give you here, Turip, is you can connect to part 2. So if you saw the part 2 class that we had earlier in the day, we were talking about using pliers to fix the electrical cord for the TV. So if I were sitting the exam and I did part 2 and part 3, I would make a connection here. So I would say, first I tried fixing the cord with my hand and it hurt my fingers to twist the wire. So that's when I used the pliers. Okay, so I would make that information connection as well. All right, let me do repetition here. So I'm going to read the question, read the answer, and then repeat the answer after me. Okay, Turip?
Okay.
All right, now repetition is for everybody who's watching, not just Turip. So please repeat. These sentences will help you to learn the right strategies and vocabulary. If you feel that you have really good English, try to do the repetition without reading. So try to listen for the content and then repeat by listening for content. If you feel you need a bit more practice, then just read it from the screen. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. People often say that it is important to use the right tool for the job. Why is this good advice? Well, I think it's definitely wise to use suitable equipment for a specific task because it not only provides a better result, but it also helps to avoid some injuries. I remember some weeks ago when I was repairing my air conditioner, I chose the wrong tool. I used a screwdriver instead of a hammer and I hit my thumb. It really hurt. At the end of it, I had to call a technician. People often... Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask the question again. Here we go. So people often say that it is important to use the right tool for the job. Why is this good advice?
Well, I think it's definitely wise to use suitable equipment for a specific task because it not only provides better results, but also helps to avoid some injuries. I remember some weeks ago when I was repairing my air conditioner, I chose the wrong tool, like a screwdriver instead of a hammer, and it hit my thumb. It really hurt. At the end of it, I had to call a technician.
Technician.
A technician.
Yeah, but otherwise very good. So again, your pronunciation is quite accurate. You don't need to worry about it too much. Pay attention to your use of the word choose, chose the wrong tool in this case, right? Because it's your past tense. Okay, Turip, good though, very good. Okay, keep working on it, keep practicing. I think practice is very important for you. You have a lot of grammar, a lot of vocabulary.
Like, sir, like I really don't have much chance to train my speaking skill. Like the only thing I have is the Elsa speaking.
Yeah, yeah, I know Elsa
That's
speaking. Yeah,
yeah.
we
Right now I'm using it. It
Elsa's
is
okay, but it's a machine, right? So Elsa doesn't
right.
really offer you.
The other
Um,
thing we need is to make
yeah,
some
we've
comments.
done a project with Elsa in the past, and I know Elsa, and it's a good piece of software. I definitely think that it's a helpful piece of software. What I strongly recommend for you, okay, Turiyip, is when you're sitting at your computer at home, open up our website, open up this student partner speaking, and then just leave the page open on your computer while you're doing work. And eventually, somebody usually comes in and sees, oh, there's somebody sitting there. I'll ping them. And then they ping you, like, do you want to practice? And if you can stop your work at that time and practice for 5-10 minutes, it's maybe even a good break from your school or your work, then you stop and you say, yeah, sure, let's practice. You can click on one of these scripts that's already kind of embedded here, and it's completely free. By the way, everybody who's watching, this is a free service from us. So you can click on places, and then there's a whole script there, and there's actually 3 for each one. So there's 15 full different speaking scripts and questions that you can use to practice with other students. And that's a lot of students do this, and they find it really useful. Okay.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, so just keep the page open. That's the trick, is keep it open and make sure you allow the browser to send you a notification. And then somebody will come in and they'll say, hey, let's practice. And the reason it's good too is because it's usually Ielts students who are at least an intermediate level. So they'll be intermediate or better. So they'll be good practice partners. Okay?
Okay.
Sounds good? All right. Okay, awesome. So Turiyip, keep it up. Definitely practice, okay? We'll talk later.
Sure.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day, you too. Bye, Turiyip. All right, that was Turiyip from Vietnam. That was awesome. All right, and that's kind of, that's for everybody, right? It's advice for everybody. Okay, students, let's see. Let's take somebody else. Brajesh. Brajesh would like to practice speaking. Hope I'm kind of pronouncing that name right. Are you ready? Brajesh. If you're there, let me know. That was usually, I don't do what I did with Turiyip where I just call. I know that's kind of surprising for people. They're like, whoa, what's going on? Also, if you're driving or doing, climbing a ladder, don't use this service. Make sure that you're in a safe, comfortable environment, more or less. All right, Brajesh.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Brajesh.
Hi, sir.
You picked up very fast. That was great. How are you doing?
I was waiting for your call. I'm doing good, sir. How about you?
I'm doing good. Am I pronouncing your name correctly, Brajesh?
Yes, sir. It's Brijace actually. Brijace.
Brijace. Okay, Brijace.
Yes, sir. That's absolutely correct.
All right, Brijace. Yeah, I'm learning. I like to learn as well. All right, Brijace. Where are you from?
I'm from Darjeeling, and it's in West Bengal, India.
Yeah, Darjeeling. There's a very good movie with Owen Wilson called The Darjeeling Express. It's about a train
Oh yes, yeah.
that goes through
Yes,
there.
sir.
So I'm familiar with that. It's a great movie. I love
Yes.
the movie Darjeeling Express.
Yes.
It's a couple of great
Yes, sir.
actors in there as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Brajesh, why are you taking the IELTS exam?
I'm planning to, apply for my university in Australia. So I'm thinking maybe I can score at least a band 7.5. Hopefully, let's see.
Okay. Yeah, I can help you with that. I can
Yes,
tell
sir.
you so far with your speaking, you're definitely in that range. So really focus on answer, explanation, example. Let's practice a question or two here. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what types of digital tools are used in daily office or student life to help individuals?
Daily. Can you please repeat the question again, sir?
Sure. What types of digital tools are used in daily office or student life to help individuals?
Okay, I'd probably say it would be a laptop or a personal computer, because nowadays, people, they have been using computers so that we can access the internet there. and it has been pretty helpful in the past few decades to make notes and study there, because all the information we can find it over the internet. For example, even for my studies, recently I've been preparing for my IELTS, so I've been looking for like materials online. For example, YouTube. There are like several channels where you can get help for your preparation for the test, and even in Google you can like just search online anything that you desire for.
Let's talk about repairs. Some people prefer to repair broken machinery on their own. Others like to hire a professional. Why is there this difference?
I would say maybe to like save their money, they try to repair the item on their own. And besides that, you can even look for tutorials online these days. So you can just go to YouTube and you can search for the problem you're facing, and just find the solution for it.
Okay, good. We'll stop there. All right. So very good, very good. Yeah, you're definitely in the 7.5 range, and I think you can even get higher. I think you can get into the 8.5 range. You have very clear pronunciation. You've got solid grammar accuracy, and mostly for you, it's about content. Okay, so you need to focus on content. And I'm sure if Joao is still watching from Portugal, who we had earlier today volunteering, he would probably going, "Oh, don't say you, because he's going to tell you about that. He's going to say, you're saying you. I did the same." And it's a very common mistake for high-level users of any language, including English. By the way, the reason we do this, do you know why? Just for interest's sake. So my major was psychology in university, so I love to understand the way people think. Do you know why we do this in every language? We do it in our own native language, where we keep saying you, even though we're not actually talking about that person. Do you know why we say it? Why we say you?
I don't have any idea, sir.
There's a logical answer. So it's not by accident that we keep switching our
maybe
language.
it's because I'm talking to you,
Yes, you're on the right track. It's related to the
that's
fact
the reason
that,
I'm
so humans, what we do when we communicate with each other is we really want the other person to be interested in what we're saying, and we really want the other person to pay attention to what we're saying. And so we try to trick our listener, even without knowing, we try to trick the person who's listening to us to think that we're talking about them. Because if they feel like we're talking about them, then they're going to be more interested. They're going to be like, "Oh, you're talking about me. I'm really interested now," right? So we start saying you when you go there, when you do this. And then I'm like, "Oh, when I do that." Right? So you're talking about me. So this is an innate communication predisposition of humans to try to catch and hold the attention of the listener. However, ironically, it leads to poor communication. It leads to confusion, because from the listener's perspective, they're kind of like, why are you talking about me? Why am I taking the IELTS exam? I'm the examiner, right? You said when you are preparing for the IELTS exam, I'm like, I don't prepare for the IELTS exam. I'm the examiner. So it becomes awkward communication, right? So professional communication in academic and work settings, you have to really train yourself to control these pronouns, okay? So you have to be very purposeful, whether you're speaking in first person, like I do this, I go here, myself, whether you're speaking second person, like you go there, you do this, instructional communication, or you're using general, objective, specific third-person communication. Customers go here, users, the repairman goes there. So that's the more objective tone, okay? So practice to master that control in your communication, okay?
Okay, sir.
And
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
that's for everybody, all right? That's for everybody. When you do that, you will have clearer, more accurate, more professional communication with the people around you. So let's take a look at this. So I said, what types of digital tools are used in daily office or student life to help individuals? And you said, okay, I'd probably say a laptop or personal computer. That's fine. You can use affirmative language. So definitely, instead of say, I'd probably say, use affirmative language. I would definitely say, and don't use the contraction in the exam, use the full word. So I would definitely. Instead of saying I'd definitely, use the full I would definitely. Make it very clear.
Oh,
okay?
okay, sir.
So, okay, I would definitely say a laptop or personal computer, because nowadays people have been, and here you were good. Here you still used the objective. You said people have been. Now, once you start using the objective, like people, try to even find the more specific words, as I said to Joao, like using customers when talking about shoppers in Walmart, right? So instead of people, you can use students and employees, right?
Okay.
And then you're picking up lexical resource marks, getting higher there.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So students and employees have been using computers to access the internet at work and school instead of there. At work and school for projects. And then, yeah, even this we is kind of, it's holding your audience and it's a little bit awkward. So we can find the information. They can. They can find the information over the internet for their projects. Don't say, for example. It's unnecessary and it scares the examiner. They think you're going to talk forever. So just give the example. For my studies, I have been preparing for the Ielts using my laptop to access YouTube and learn English. And then you're done, okay? And now you're in that expert user of the English language category, okay? All right, make sense?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, good. So let's do a bit of repetition. And again, this is for everybody. So everybody repeat this. I'm going to read the question one more time, give the answer, and then copy the answer. If you feel like you can do it without reading, I definitely encourage it, okay? So here we go. What types of digital tools are used in daily office or student life to help individuals? Okay, I would definitely say a laptop or smartphone because nowadays students and employees have been using these computers to access the internet at work and school for projects. They can find the information that they need over the internet. For my studies, I have been preparing for the Ielts using my laptop to access YouTube and learn English. What type of tools are used in daily office or student life to help individuals?
Okay, I would definitely say a laptop or personal computer because nowadays students and employees have been using computers to access the internet at work and school for projects. They can find the information over the internet for the projects. For my studies, I've been preparing for the IELTS using my laptop to access YouTube and learn English.
Very good, okay? And you don't need to be that fast. You can be 20% slower and you're still a band 9 fluency, okay? So you don't need to rush. By the way, that's another bad advice. So there's two pieces of bad advice that a lot of people say on the internet about the IELTS or oral exams. One is talk as fast as you can, and the other one is keep talking until they stop you. Both of those are bad pieces of advice because talking very quickly and talking without stopping leads to confusing language. Okay, I would not want to be talking to my friend if they're just talking to me super fast without stopping. I'd be like, whoa, dude, slow down. Take a breath, right? Slow. So same thing for the IELTS, okay? Yes, all right. Great job. Otherwise, great job. I'm sure that you will get that 7.5. Just pay attention, okay?
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Points. And I love your channel, and plus the website I've been using, that's AE Help. That's a great platform for the IELTS students, sir, to prepare for their speaking skills. and
Thank
I've been
you.
using this for a week, and it's like pretty good.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear you say that. We're always working on it. We're always adding information, content. We're improving it, and I mean, our goal is for you to succeed. When you succeed, then we succeed, and it's a win-win situation. So thank you for saying that. I hope you have
Okay,
an
sir.
awesome rest
Yeah,
of your
you too,
day.
sir.
in
Thank you for your time,
reviewing.
sir. Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye, sir.
All right, give a thumbs up, everybody. That was great. He did a great job. That was really good. Okay, so again, very important points for those higher level candidates. Don't talk really fast. Don't force your language. Don't talk until they stop you. Just focus on coherence. Coherence is number one. Okay, speaking clearly, coherently is number one. All right. Okay, we've got a name here at the bottom that's really intriguing for me. Delight. Let's see if Delight is ready. And we'll see if we can connect here. Are you ready? Delight. Hopefully Delight can delight us with some delightful English, right? It's a great name. All right. And I'm jumping around today in the list, as you can see. So hang in there. You never know who I will tag for the next volunteer. I don't want you to feel like it's a first, second, third type of system here. It could be anybody. So just get in there, stay focused, practice, repeat, test the system, use the system. Okay. So Delight, unfortunately, might not be delighting us with English. Let's see, Jayasri. Are you ready? Jayasri. Let's see if we can reach out to Jayasri. For some practice, Jayasri says, ready. That's a great response. All right, Jayasri.
Hi.
Hi, Jayasri.
Hi,
you?
I'm nervous.
Nervous. That's an okay way to be. People get nervous all the time. I get nervous too. Nice to hear a female
This is
voice.
the first time I joined.
Yeah, we've had all
Am I
guys.
audible clearly?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've had all guys today, so it's a nice change to have a female voice as well. It's a pleasant surprise. All right, Jayasri. So where are you from?
I'm from Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, India.
Okay, Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, India. Nice, good answer. And why are you taking the IELTS exam?
I'm preparing for my general IELTS, planning to move abroad.
May I ask which country?
Canada.
Okay. Hope to have you here. Canada's a great country, big country. We've got lots of space. So hope you get here soon and enjoy life here. Yeah. All right, you're on the right path. So let me ask you a couple of part 3 questions. Give me a nice full sentence answer, explanation, example. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about repairs. These days, people often throw away objects that need repair and simply buy a replacement. Is this good or bad practice?
Renovating the things is always a good idea because you use them for the future purpose. Just throwing away them is of no use until unless they are completely gone away. Just like I remember my dad, he always repairs the things in my house whenever there is a problem in it, and he fixes it upon himself. So I like to say that repairing is obviously a good thing rather than throwing it away.
Can you elaborate?
Sorry.
Can you elaborate?
um, I remember my dad has repaired a washing machine of in our home when we got a problem, and he fixed it by himself, and it now working in a very good condition. Rather than buying a new one, we are still using the old ones.
Very good. Very nice. That was very good. Okay, that was great. Solid. And the more you speak, the better your band score. So when you started, I was a bit confused. I was like, okay, band 5-5, I don't really understand what you're saying. Then you clarified what you were saying. So I was like, okay, getting better. 6, and then you got even more fluent, even more accurate. And I was like, okay, 6.5. So your score was going up, up, and up the more you spoke, which was really good. I think a lot of our listeners probably realized that too. So at first they were like, oh, what is she saying? And then they got, oh, okay, I get what she's saying. And then they're like, oh, no, that's really clear what she's saying. So really good, really smart speaking. Okay, let me tell you how to do it even a bit better. All right. So yeah, at the beginning.
I'm literally feeling nervous now.
Yeah, so at the very beginning, I was a bit confused because I thought you said throwing away things, but then I realized you probably said repairing things, and you used a really good strategy because at the end you reiterated your answer. This is called a reiteration. And reiterations are good for coherence. You said, so I would like to say that repairing is always a good thing rather than throwing it away. So that was a really good reiteration. That gave me a lot of clarity where your position was or what your belief was, okay? Now, in these two questions, you used the word things about 3 or 4 times, okay? It's not good. We really want to avoid using the word things because things has no meaning for us. And if we use the word things, especially frequently, then we start to get confused. Then your listener starts to think, what things are we talking about? So the 2 big taboo words, as you know from our previous callers, is you, and the other one is things. And any word that's connected to you and things. So like we or stuff still belong to these kind of categories, okay? So throwing away, instead of things, what could we say? Throwing away...
Object?
Yeah, throwing away objects, or even better than objects, because we're talking about personal items here. So throwing away belongings, right? They're your belongings. They're what you already went out, what you purchased, or somebody gave to you, gifted to you, or you inherited. So throwing away belongings that needs minor repair is a bad idea. Okay. And then you said just throwing away them. So you had a little bit of mix up with the grammar here and there. I still was able to make sense of it, but definitely you want to fix your grammar as you improve your English. So you want to check what you're doing, what you're saying, check your writing. You can use our website to check writing as well. So just throwing them away. Watch your word order. So just throwing them away is not of no use, but the better word here is wasteful. Okay, so just throwing them away is wasteful unless they are, and then you said completely gone away. Instead of gone away is not the right expression here. Unless they are completely, one word, 4 letters. Do you know what it is? Anybody? Can anybody help us out here? So unless they are completely, what?
Damaged?
Damaged is a good word, sure. We could say damaged or worn or used, right? Those could be replacement words, right? So yeah, damaged. I like it. Let's do damaged. Okay, good. So see, you have the word. You just have to put it into use. It's just practice. And then you reiterated, you said, so I would like to say that repairing is always a good thing. Instead of always a good thing, what could we use instead of the word thing here? Is always good
Great
what?
idea.
Is always a great idea, or if
Is
I want...
always a great idea.
Yeah, that could be good. Now, if I want to replace thing here just with one word without really changing grammar, I could say is always good practice. Okay, so it's always good practice rather than throwing it away. And then you gave the example of your father, right? My grandfather or my father does this to save money, time, and the environment, right? When we always throw away our objects and buy new ones, we're actually causing a lot of damage to the environment. We're creating a lot of waste. So you can really think about this and keep your mind open. Now, I asked you, can you elaborate? Can you elaborate? It's a very common question in the Ielts exam. It basically means, can you tell me more? Can you tell me more details? And at first you're kind of like, what? But you didn't say what, which I appreciate, because what is not very polite. Instead you said sorry, and that was good. You said sorry, and I thought, okay, you need a repetition there, so I repeated the question, and that's fine. You can do that in the Ielts. You can say sorry, can you repeat that? And then I will say, yes, can you elaborate? And then you did just that, and you did a good job. You said, I remember my dad has repaired our washing machine. It should have been a had repaired. It's past perfect. Our washing machine in our home rather than buying a new one, and we are still using the old one. Explain it. So this saved my family 15,000 rupees. Okay? And that's specific, and it's more accurate. Overall, though, very good. Okay, so no things. Don't say things. Find the better nouns, okay? And when you're practicing at home, every time you say things or you hear yourself say things when you record your speaking, then replace it with a better word and then say it again, okay?
Okay.
All right, stay with me. Here we go. Let's do a bit of repetition. So I'm going to read the question, the answer, and then copy after me, okay? So here we go. These days, people often throw away objects that need repair and simply buy a replacement. Is this good or bad practice? Throwing away belongings that need minor repair is a bad idea. Just throwing them away is wasteful unless they are completely damaged. So I would like to say that repairing is always good practice rather than throwing away. My father does this to save money, time, and the environment. Okay, these days people often throw away objects that need repair and simply buy a replacement. Is this good or bad practice? Go ahead and just repeat the answer if I still have you there with me. I think we might be having some connectivity
It
issues.
is always a bad idea. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Go again from the start.
Okay. Away the belongings that need repair is a bad idea. Just throwing them away is wasteful unless they are completely damaged. So I would like to say that repairing is always a good practice than throwing it away. I still remember my dad had repaired our washing machine in our home rather than buying a new one, which we are using still today, which saved us 25,000 rupees.
Nice, very good. And you did most of that from memory. That was fantastic. Well done. Okay, that's exactly what you need to do for those high band scores. Jayasri, thank you for volunteering. Thank you for showing us how it's done. That was awesome. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, bye. All right, thumbs up for Jayasri. She really gave it 100% there today, 110%. Okay, that was really good. Yeah, so we have a student who's saying, I feel like there's something missing in the middle. Yeah, we could say maybe a bit more explanation. So repairing minor damages not only saves time and money, but also the environment. It reduces waste. So throwing away objects that need a little repair is wasteful. So you could do that, but that was really good. Okay. Prakash Punji is asking a good question, saying, Adrian, if a candidate doesn't understand the topic, doesn't even know 1%, what can they do? Well, they need to go to the next question. So they need to say, okay, I do not get that question. Can you please ask me the next one? So go to the next question. Don't just talk off topic. If you really don't know what you're talking about, There's not much you can do, all right? Try to visualize it. Really focus on what you did in part 2, because remember, part 3 is connected to part 2, right? So try to figure it out from your part 2, okay? All right, students, I see there's lots more volunteers in here. Amrit, Sagar, Ghazi, Niha is back, Nguyen is there as well. I'm out of time, but if you have time, talk to each other just the same, right? Instead of saying, hi, I would like to volunteer, send another student a message and say, hi, would you like to practice a couple questions? And then hopefully they will say, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then pick a question. You've got your questions right here, okay? You can pick questions from there and open it in a new window. And away you go, all right? That's how you do it. Students, that was all the time that I had for this class. However, you are more than welcome to continue using the system. We are using our websites, aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. Remember to use this code, IDEA25, for a 25% discount when you're purchasing on the website today. I hope that all of you have a fantastic rest of your weekend wherever you are in this big, beautiful world. And I hope that you come back next week and join me for more speaking. We will start off with speaking part 1 on Thursday. Keep it up. Keep up the good practice. Until then, much love to all of you. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. Bye for now.